Well, one example, and we're really proud of our experience in the space. At the Canada Energy Regulator, we're part of an initiative called Indigenous Advisory Monitoring Committees. There's two committees, and they've been set up and they've been around now for about 7 years. And they were set up as first of their kind in the country. And to the best of our knowledge, first of their kind in the world. We've been asked to talk about these best practices or wise practices around the world. But these committees, these structures are where we as a regulator are at the table with Indigenous communities that are impacted by a specific pipeline, for example, the Trans Mountain Expansion Project or the Enbridge Line 3 project. And the committees are a place where we bring Indigenous leadership, federal regulatory leadership, so the CER is there, other federal departments to the table to talk about issues or concerns that communities might have about these major natural resource development projects, and then how to work together to mitigate those issues or concerns or challenges, and to raise awareness about how to improve how the system works, right? So in the case of Trans Mountain, there's 129 communities impacted by that pipeline. And the IMC is a place where we can all come to the table. And one of the things that is a hallmark of those committees is an element of being able to have conversations on a without prejudice basis. And without prejudice in this context means we're not needing every party to agree. And you don't need, for example, a First Nations community to be in favor of the project to sit at the table with regulators or with government to talk about how to address issues of concern to your community, or how to ensure that harms might need to be identified and prevented in a different way. And I could give you dozens of examples where the conversations at that table have resulted in systemic improvements for how communities are interacting with companies and with government to the betterment of everyone. So there's improvements on how practices might exist in terms of socioeconomic impacts on Indigenous women and girls related to work camp practices, or examples of environmental impacts on stream crossings or fish habitat because of being able to incorporate Indigenous knowledge and expertise into those regulatory practices.